Hello, this is Jimbinator here, and welcome to the Aggression Shift 2B guide. Now, I did a poll on Twitter that pretty much asked the public what they would want to know or be taught about 2B, and Aggression Shift came up very frequently. I also think explaining Aggression Shift can also tie into some other people who are just confused about her in general. So, Aggression Shift is a stance she can access by a variety of means in this game. She can just do it from neutral with 236 or 214. She can access the same moves regardless of 214 or 236. 214 just has a backdash, which I'll get into that significance later. But mainly, boom, you can attack. She can also enter it through moves in her toolkit. Moves such as 66B, 66A, 6BB, she can all enter stance from these attacks, or not. It is her choice. But that is a primary means in which you'll see Aggression Shift when you're playing up in Personal. She can only enter Aggression Shift, however, if she makes contact with the enemy. So for here, just making contact, I can enter the stance freely. However, if I am whiffing the attack, I cannot enter stance, and my only options are to stop attacking or keep attacking, both which might have some implications for my health bar. Also, Reversal Edge also does not allow me to enter stance, so there's no need to hold the Reversal Edge in anticipation of a counterattack. Just let it go. So, what does this stance do? It does a lot. It does everything, really. It kind of condenses a move list. It makes situations specific. So, her fastest option is I-14, and I'll get into the frames later, is their A. The A is is an unsafe-ish option, because the A is not great on frames, but it is her quickest option. So this is your way to, especially in, say, this situation, 66B. I'm going to use this situation most frequently in this video, because it demonstrates what I view as neutral, even though it's not the technical mathematic truth, considering 2B, but this is how my brain works, so work with me here. 66B into Aggression Shift into A. This is your kind of frame base point and how the stance can function. 2A will clash here, meaning I-12. Highs will whiff, so if you need to attack to defend against this option, you're going to be doing 2A or something defensively oriented like Reversal Edge or GI. Which if you do instantly, that's not smart on block. So this kind of boils down to how Aggression Shift can be used to pressure opponents on block and later hit. Now, her block strings that are neutral in nature are 66B, 6BB. These are your primary ways to screw with neutral when people are blocking your moves. Because this indicates end of a turn, but then you can go into Aggression Shift and frame trap them. Now, what that means is how the opponent is playing actively or passively. Because 2B has very specific means in which to punish both, you just have to be correct. So, I'm going to quickly go over the rest of our options in stance. You have her I-14A, her I-16K, this is your counter hit Fisher. It's only 2 frames slower, and if you get a full combo, now granted, I'm just going to switch the counter hit real quick to see the reward you get on a successful counter hit fish. Pretty significant. 72 damage, and if you want to go another route, you can just reset the situation and go back into Aggression Shift. Very strong. You should be scared of it. It's not the end-all be-all of the stance. Next, you have the next fastest option is throw. Standard 50-50. 70 damage front throw. And also these throw breaks are +8 for 2B, so you better be careful. And their back command throw, which you can use a variety of means, such as reset again, or go max damage critical edge, or go for some jump punch to get analysis points. So again, a very versatile throw, which will reverse positioning on hit. Now, those are the key, primary tools to her kit to enforce frame traps and whatnot. Then you get more complicated. So let me go now to her mix-ups. So say you've gotten the opponent to respect this. They're just going to hold guard, expecting you to overextend with the A, and then they're going to get their turn in. Well, not quite. If you're just gonna guard, now you have a 50-50 at your disposal. Because then you can do BB, which would transition to another stance for 48, or you have B hold, which is a mid, which again is a very versatile move. With this move, you can ring out, you can reset again, you know, just go into stance again and start the pain train. You can pick them up. That's not the right combo, I apologize, but you can pick them up and go for some sort of positioning advantage or janky setup. Like now you're at the stage on that. So very, very versatile move. Now the mid is safe, the low is not, but there's a variety of difficulties you have to overcome to punish it optimally, which I'll quickly go over. Most people you fight ever will just do BB, because it goes into aerial stance and the frames aren't abhorrent. You can also do BB again to extend, but the issue with that is that that's a pretty significant overextension. So, granted, this will frame trap immediate punishment in some circumstances. Like, okay, I went for I-16 punish, I got punished myself, that sucks. Well, okay, well, what if I know he's gonna do it? Oh, nice, I whiff and I don't get any damage. But you see the point I'm trying to make. Big risk of this. And you can just block it and it's -16 as well. So I can just, again, chill, grab my damage. So again, that's when their being passive is paying off for them, and you being overactive is not paying off for you. Hopefully I'm making sense with this. And so that's how aggression shift works in that sense. She also has BA, which does a lot of damage and really cruddy okie for you, but it's also -24 on block. Cliff note, if you block it from the back, which is possible in a side tech situation and you're behind me, if you block these revolving lows, I'm only -14 and I'm fine, so don't overextend your punish. There's a lot to this character, guys. And so those are your mix-ups. You can do that, lots of cool stuff. And then you have what I call emergency break options for like, oh crap, this is, I gotta put a hard stop to this right now. And that is A plus B and B plus K. Now, these moves are amazing in their own right. They all have their applications. But this is like overextending to the max. Like you're trying to put an emergency brake on it. Like the opponent might crash into your face, or they're just gonna move aside and then punish you hard. So let's go over B plus K first. It's this little revolving punch, which I get a lot of use in neutral, which I'll go over later. So the drawback to this move is if you block it, you're -30. Now granted, there's ways to circumvent that issue. For example, spacing you choose to use it, because the range is pretty significant. So I use this in neutral a lot, especially when people think I'm going to run to them. This is a good like emergency break, because you're far enough that most characters in the game aren't going to be able to punish you. And then so you have A plus B, which is like you're pretty much it's this dragon punch, so to speak. It's going to beat everything under certain circumstances, but if you block it, you're going to get a punish of your own. So, for example, 6-6A into booty booty boo. I'm going to 2A to interrupt you. Oh crap, I got launched. But if I just wait, as you see, I'm going to get a full punish. I-16, so just make it as beefy as possible because you have a lot of time to, you know, decide on your punish. And then you have a safer emergency stop in A plus B hold. Safer on block in like contact situations, but more risky in neutral, as you see, because the startup is even longer. Now you're just whipping there like a moron. But this version is safe, and also tacks on a respectable amount of guard damage, and puts you in a situation where, you know, GIing them is pretty realistic. And so, also, it does stupid damage if you get it to hit. This is going to bound you back, bounce you up, and then boom, 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 you're now reeling. But this is only really, in terms of like you know, on block situations, this move isn't very applicable, unless your opponent's using slow attacks for some reason to do it for like a mega hard read. Which happens, but these situations are infrequent, to say the least. But safe. So those are my immediate options from stance. So how do these things tie together? Well, let's break down some more of our entries, shall we? A very common thing I do, and it's one of her best, if not her best move, is AAA. What makes AAA so significant is that if you just hit the first two, mind you, AA, not a hard move to land, this will jail on block and give me a plus frame situation onto aggression shift, which now you're in my court and now you have to play by my rules, which is what I want. So bam bam, bam bam bam, I'm gonna do the K. So surely, I mean, like, it's just blocking something, right? I can 2A. No, you got launched. So okay, interesting. So I have to be more conservative. Interesting. So what do? I can reversal edge. That's true. Now you put yourself into a mix-up. Because now what I did is now K, there's a follow-up. So if I just let go instantly, I'm getting launched for pretty much the same damage I was doing before. But say I don't know what she's going to do, I overextend, I'm getting launched as well. And then the game doesn't really understand my buffer and then makes her jump in the air, because woo! Anyway. Does it make sense so far? And so, tuning in on when the opponent's going to be passive or active is the key component to succeeding with this character. And finding the exact instances where they want to overextend and counter hit them, or play it cool and then mix them up. So okay, say well crap, I'm just gonna respect that now because I don't want to take a risk. I'm just gonna chill. Now I'm in a mix up, which then will lead me to a more nuanced version of aggression shift. Maybe nuanced isn't the right word, but this is gonna lead me to the next part of the routine. Is what aggression shift does to you when you've now failed the mix-up and now you're in the blender. Because now you've messed up. Now things are dire. Not dire, because it doesn't hurt that much, but it's a problem. So, I can, from this stance, it's called aerial leap, I can just simply go back into aggression shift. So as you see, this seems pretty cheap, Like, you can just reset me over and over again, right? This is an option. If I roll, I'm going to get clipped. By the third or fourth one, it gets easier to roll. But mind you just took like, like 100 points in damage just trying to roll out the way. And then, say you try to roll anyway, this attack now exists to make rolling that much more risky. Because again, look, you're trying to get out, and then you gotta get out the blender, but again, you got tripped up, and then you got hit on the ground, you just lost 90 points of damage. That's significant. So, this is where the mix-up comes into play. And you can also back aggression shift to kind of, say you're trying to be crafty with your teching. Well, again, if you're being passive and just, I'm trying to demonstrate this, sorry. You just, okay, oh, block. Oh, crap. I digress. That point wasn't very well articulated, but I'm going to move on. The B hold can also extend. So for the B hold, I can do 3 B hold into aggression shift, and now we're back to the same situation I was just, explaining before. So when you're guessing wrong continuously on that situation, that becomes a problem. Because now your options are even more limited, because you either gotta respect the mix-up or find some sort of crafty way to get out of getting hurt. Which, who knows what that could be. Yeah, it might be something weird like that. How do I know? Yeah, you can't even GI in certain circumstances. But, your problem, you got tech, or like, what are you gonna do? Staying dead can dodge the mid. That is the one saving grace of this situation, this little blender reset. Is if you play dead, you can get a punish on 2B. Now, I have not labbed this at all, so I can't give you an idea. But it seems to be janky at best, which just explains the whole character, really, is janky at best. But she's great. So when you're playing 2B, and you want to enter aggression shift, you should do AAA on block. On hit is even better. 6-6B, it's I-16, and you can enter stance. So in terms of real time, this is short. Very, very applicable in time, to force a timing mix-up,